It seems like Max Verstappen might be making date plans with Mercedes after the Miami Grand Prix about a potential move to the team. The meeting is said to involve high-ranking officials from both ends, including Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff. Let's find out more about this spicy development today, so don't go anywhere. Although Verstappen is tied to Red Bull until 2028, there's buzz that their genius designer, Adrian Newey, might be eyeing an exit after nearly 2 decades with them. The team based in Milton Keynes has clarified that Adrian Newey is committed to them until 2025 and hasn't signalled any plans to move elsewhere. But if there's a possibility of such a key figure in their success leaving, it might just be the right moment for Verstappen to explore fresh horizons while he's at the top of his game. Verstappen's potential move to Mercedes isn't as outlandish as some think. Just look at Lewis Hamilton's switch to the Silver Arrows in 2012. Verstappen might have 4 world championships under his belt with Red Bull by 2024, and he could still be gearing up for the peak of his career. Verstappen's value in the F1 world is massive. F1 Insider hints that Mercedes might be ready to shell out over $150 million annually for him. Plus, there's talk of a clause in his contract. If his close pal and Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko parts ways with the team, Verstappen could have the green light to look elsewhere. The key focus in the upcoming talks might revolve around Mercedes' openness to incorporate Marko into their setup. Verstappen's priority is winning, so the team needs to demonstrate performance improvements first. But if they manage to sway him, it could shake up the F1 landscape in a big way for the next half-decade. As Adrian Newey prepares to leave Red Bull Racing, it appears that the downfall of the successful Austrian team has started. Toto Wolff is clearly keen on having Verstappen join, much to the annoyance of Red Bull's Christian Horner, who should be feeling the pressure of these advances by now. Christian Albers finds it understandable that Toto Wolff hasn't dismissed the idea of recruiting Verstappen for Mercedes. Wolff likely sees the ongoing turbulence at Red Bull and recognises that there might be a moment when Verstappen decides he's had enough and wants to move on. If that happens, Wolff is prepared to make a strong pitch to bring Verstappen into the Mercedes fold. Albers shared these insights in a podcast with The Telegraph. Toto sees an opening to keep creating turmoil at the team. Anytime he can stir it up, he just keeps doing it. And those two, Horner and Wolff, they don't really love each other either. There's not really a love affair either. If you start thinking about it, it's a super good strategy by Toto because he is constantly trying to keep the pressure on and see how far he can go. As a team principal, you always have to keep pushing and be alert and see what's best for your team. Albers doesn't believe Wolff will be left without a top driver. In fact, he thinks having Verstappen as an option benefits Mercedes. The longer Verstappen remains on their radar, the stronger their bargaining position becomes in talks with other drivers, as per Albers. Reporters are now speculating on a departure date for Red Bull's design maestro Adrian Newey. It's been confirmed that he'll part ways with the reigning world champions, amid earlier speculations regarding team principal Christian Horner's actions. Although Adrian Newey's next destination post-Red Bull is still unconfirmed, BBC Sport has verified that he indeed aims to depart from the team he's been with since 2006. The allegations against Horner played a huge role in shaping his decision. Newey assumed the role of Chief Technical Officer for the Milton Keynes-based team starting from their second season. His tenure has been instrumental, leading the team to 6 constructors' titles and 7 drivers' championships. In 2023, he made what Horner hailed as the most successful car in F1 history. The timeline for Adrian Newey's departure poses a challenge. He's deeply involved in a new hypercar project and supposedly tied to a contract until 2025. But the Times suggests that Red Bull may allow him to depart at the end of the 2024 season to explore new ventures. There have been rumours linking Adrian Newey with a potential offer from Aston Martin, a team aiming for a title challenge in 2026 with engine suppliers Honda, who have a history of success with Red Bull. It is said that Lawrence Stroll is prepared to offer him an astronomical amount of money to make his son Lance Stroll a Formula One champion. On another note, Sky Sports F1 pundit David Croft recently proposed that Newey should consider partnering with Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari starting in the 2025 season. Doing so would make Frederick Vasseur a Nick Fury-type character in the sport, bringing together what seems to be the fastest group of people on paper. For Newey, it could come down to a question of wealth or legacy. In response to the rumours, a spokesperson from Red Bull said, "Adrian is contracted until at least the end of 2025. We are unaware of him joining any other team." Newey's importance to Red Bull has been put into perspective, with the Daily Mail reporting that conservative estimates indicate he received a $10 million per year deal starting in early 2020. But the actual figure is believed to be significantly higher. These revelations about Newey's salary surfaced after a clip resurfaced where he expressed his fondness for Red Bull in December 2023, likening leaving the team at this stage of his career to walking out on your family. In an episode of the Formula for Success podcast from late last year, Adrian Newey shared his admiration for Ferrari and revealed that he had nearly joined the Scuderia on 3 different occasions throughout his esteemed career. He said, "Ferrari is this magic brand that, in all honesty, probably everybody in motor racing is always fascinated by and tempted to join if they're offered the opportunity. I've been approached and come close 3 times now. One of those was in IndyCars way back. It's an amazing brand. It has all this mystique about it. It's effectively the Italian national team with all the pros and cons that come with that. The cons are that if you don't do a great job, you are absolutely berated and torn apart. Of course, if you do a good job, then you're a national hero, so that brings all its own pressures. But I have to try to take the passion side out of it and approach it from an engineering side. The teams I've worked for I've hugely enjoyed, and of course Red Bull, because that's a team I've been at more or less from the start. It's a team that I've been very centrally involved in developing the engineering side of the team, so it's a team I kind of feel comfortable with. We all know how we work. I suppose to change now, I'm not saying I would never ever change, because you should never say that, but it would be like walking out on your family because that's what it's become." Christian Horner has emphasised that nothing stands still at Red Bull, amid rumours surrounding Adrian Newey's future. If Newey were to consider leaving Red Bull, he wouldn't be able to work for a rival F1 team until at least 2027 without facing legal challenges. But Horner has highlighted the strong continuity within Red Bull's technical departments, led by figures like Technical Director Pierre Wash, Head of Aerodynamics Enrico Balbo, and Chief Engineers Paul Monaghan and Ben Waterhouse. After Red Bull's impressive 1-3 finish at the Chinese Grand Prix with Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, Christian Horner expressed confidence, stating that the Red Bull team has no reason to be concerned about potential turmoil within its technical ranks. "We've always had evolution in our team, nothing stays still. Nothing stays still forever, but we've had tremendous continuity. Paul Monaghan collected the trophy in China and has been with us for 19 years. We've always enjoyed great stability, but at the same time have continued to develop great talent within the team. If you think of engineers like Guillaume Roquelin, who won all those championships with Sebastian Vettel, he still works with the team. He's on a different project, but he's still within our company. Simon Rennie still works for the team. There are many, many engineers and designers. We have always had tremendous stability, but, of course, it's not just about 1 or 2 individuals, it's about the collective. Max Verstappen and Adrian Newey aren't the only ones who want out. Sergio Perez says that he is open to parting ways with Red Bull. His contract with the team ends this season, and he's currently in discussions with Dr. Helmut Marko and team principal Christian Horner regarding a new deal. Marko has suggested that Perez was pushing for a 3-year contract, a term he wasn't inclined to agree to given the competition for the seat alongside Max Verstappen. As a 6-time Grand Prix winner with 262 starts under his belt, Perez is firm in his commitment to a long-term stay in Formula One. When questioned about his future intentions, he said, "Absolutely, 100%. I am fully committed. At the end of the day, I've been in this sport for a long time, but I'm only 34. And when you see drivers carrying on, we see longer careers these days. So I'm still very fresh and very motivated. I have no doubt, 100%, that I will be here next year. I don't think that if you were to do this job, you cannot be at 95% for the sake of doing it. Especially when you have a family back home. It is important that when you commit to Formula One, you are fully committed until your last day. And that is the approach I take. I am fully committed to F1 like when I started. It is important to do that for my family, but I just don't know for how long I will be able to have this motivation. At some point, there are some priorities out of here, and it is something at some point I will have to consider how long I want to continue. With the team, it is all about the future, how we both see the future together. Obviously, if you as a team and driver have the same target in mind, it is very easy, especially after so many years. We've been together for 4 years, so I do expect everything will be quite easy going forward. And that does it for today's video. Why is everyone at Red Bull jumping ship? If you have answers, tell us in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.